Hey, we bless y'all. We really bless y'all. You know what I'm saying? Gotta give thanks to the Almighty upstairs. You know what I'm saying? We really bless y'all. Let's give a little hands upstairs. Big man upstairs. You know what I'm saying? It's always him, nobody else. You know, thank all the people. You know, thank all the grandmothers and fathers. You know, so true stories. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna cut this down a little bit. You know, before we can get on with my thing. You know what I mean? True stories. I'm gonna start back when that I can remember. When I was probably about maybe 4 or 5 years old. You know what I mean? My mom was young. You know what I mean? We was in low poverty. You know what I mean? She was just out doing what she had to do. You know what I mean? So things happened the way it happened. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like we was needing. You know what I mean? But we was just on the low end of things. And you know, I think as me, my mom didn't have no man around, and I had to grow up. You know, I had to take the steering wheel. You know what I mean? And I had got really protective over my moms and my sisters, and you know, my brother and them, they weren't even around. So you know, I took on a couple of battles. You know, being young, going to different schools, you know what I mean, and, you know, this neighborhood, that neighborhood, which it was cool because I really met a couple of good dudes, you know what I mean, really good dudes. I can't call their names, but when we see each other, we know, you know, where we came up from, you know. So as time went on, you know what I mean, I got a little older, and I ain't had no big brother, but I had big cousins. You know what I mean? That would, you know, that sometimes I can depend on them, and sometimes I couldn't because they lived up here and I lived down there. You know, so when it was time for me to go to the store, you know what I mean? I was worried, you know what I mean? Because when I went to the stores down there, them brothers was jumping, you know what I mean? It was a whole of them Brewster boys, you know what I mean? It was a whole flock of them brothers. So when I got down, you know, going to the store, they would always whoop a nigga's ass, you know what I mean? So, you know, when I grew up, you know, I got to the point where like they were just teaching me a lesson, you know what I mean? Because I was in their hood, you know what I mean? I came from this neighborhood to down here, and wasn't no punks down here, you know. It was like I came from the bread and butter to down where the shit. They didn't have no butter down here, but they had the bread. That's for damn sure. So you know, they basically, hey, shouts out to the Brewster brother, you know what I mean? Every one of y'all, you know what I mean? So you know, they actually showed me and my cousins a good ass whooping, you know what I mean? So, for real though, you know, it wasn't no killing, like, we just, you know, putting them things on. So, you know, as I got used to that, you know, taking ass whoopings for sure, you know, I started giving them, you know what I mean? So, you know, going to moving around, you know, my mom's, we was here and there, you know, and she might not know everything, you know, true story, but I was whooping niggas' asses, you know what I mean, and lying at the same time, you know what I mean, so, you know, because I didn't want to, you know, listen to things that she was telling me, you know, go to school and do this, you know, and do that. But at the same time, motherfuckers was bullying me, you know, and I had to, my sister was right along with my older sister. She was living with my grandmother and them, so whatever she was doing over there, she didn't really have to worry too much. But when we was down here, I had to worry about somebody messing with my little sister, so, you know, things weren't even, you know, they weren't right up here with me, so that's what I did. So a few times I got my head knocked up, you know what I mean? And, you know, a couple of times I knocked a few brothers up. But then it came to a time where, you know, we all became friends. You know what I mean? We all became friends, you know. And it was good because we can go through each other's neighborhood, you know, and kick it, you know what I mean? And it was all good, you know. But I think some of the bad parts of me, you know, I was doing dumb shit, you know. I sparked a couple, not sparked, but whooped a couple of motherfuckers in my neighborhood, you know what I mean? And I ain't gonna call no names, you know what I mean? If you know who you are, that's for damn sure, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I ain't proud about that because I just want to say I'm sorry, y'all, you know what I mean? I really am, you know, that's from the heart, you know what I mean? Because y'all made me, you know what I mean? You know, my grandfather, he was from the old school, so people don't really know that, you know, he was a mean man, but he was showing me things because they was in the slavery days a little bit, you know, coming out or in the middle of whatever the fuck they was, but, you know, he was schooling me on some things and, you know, he was roughing me up, not, you know, beating me up, but roughing me up, you know what I mean? So by the time I got outside, you know, guess what? Shit, somebody gonna take this roughing me up and somebody gonna get, you know, shit, effed up, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So that what was going on with me, you know what I mean? No disrespect to none of my partners, none of my friends, you know what I mean? Because I've always been a rough character, you know what I mean? But I'm blessed by that, that's for sure. You know what I mean? My mama did that to me, you know what I mean? That's a different story, but, you know, true stories when I'm telling y'all something, you know what I mean? I'm gonna come out straight up with y'all. I ain't, you know, I ain't gonna put no, make no syrup sandwiches, you know. Make no syrup sandwiches. But, you know, I'm just telling y'all the straight up true stories about my life. I can't tell y'all about nobody else's life, you know, so, you know, let's be graceful, let's thank God. Let's bless our mothers and fathers, our sisters and brothers, you know, our grandkids and all our kids, you know what I mean? Great grandkids, you know, the people we work with, thank God for when we wake up in the morning, you know what I mean? You know, let's just do those things, you know what I mean? And everything will come, you know what I mean? Because believe me, believe me, of all people. And I ain't saying I was no rougher and no better than no other man, but I'm talking about me. You know what I mean? So I love y'all. It's one love, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna still keep you a little bit of music, you know, let y'all hear a little something. Cause I always do my own thing, give myself an applause, you know what I'm saying? I do that. And I always do that. And I'm gonna always play this. I love you, mama. Always have, you know what I mean? Always have, because I was, at the time, you made me your protector of the things that we had to go through in life. My mom took me and my sisters and brothers over to Japan. Could you believe that? We went over there, man, we had a great time. But that's another story that I'm gonna be talking about, you know what I mean? True Life, Harry Mac, you know what I mean? Staying on Top TV, you know what I mean? Podcast, you know what I mean? So, hey, I'm just asking y'all, you know what I mean? Sometimes we just got to each one teach one, you know what I mean? So love for every one of y'all, you know what I mean? And hey, for real, y'all know who you are. maybe one day we can come together and we can all do a little podcast, you know. I'm just trying to get my thing together, you know what I mean? Slowly but surely, you know what I mean? So one love to Glencoe, you know what I mean? One love to Seven Hills, you know what I mean? A1, you know what I mean? Bond Hill, you know, downtown, you know what I mean? East side, west side, you know what I mean? Them Hill brothers, you know what I mean? Hudipole brothers, you know what I mean? And for real though, I'm from Lex, you know what I mean? So one love for Lex in the house, you know what I mean? We always try to keep it one love, y'all. So hey, let's get it together, and I'm gonna start really interviewing a couple of my people, you know what I mean? And we're gonna get it together, y'all, because this is 2023, y'all. We can't beat this, you know what I mean? So let's stick everything to God, you know what I mean? So everything is good, y'all. We're gonna give ourselves an applause one more time, you know what I mean? So Harry Mac, you know what I mean? So we're gonna keep it moving. So I love y'all. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I love you, mama. You hear me? I love you, mama. Let me take my hat off to you.